All right, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Movie Talks and Chill. We're your hosts. I'm Tony Serrato.
I'm Gavin Butts.
I'm Patrick Wall.
And in this episode, we don't have a specific topic, so we're just going to wing this one. And we're also now getting used to being on video, so let's talk about that. We are the movie now. We're making a movie. Doing this is almost a movie.
Like someone's watching us.
I always feel like somebody's watching me.
Yeah, all five people on our...
Yeah.
Three of which are us. So.
Yeah. What are you talking about? I'm not going to watch this.
So we had Doug on last week with us, kind of recap, obviously, the film festival stuff, and, we're winding down from all that, getting ready for, we just did the promo video for Season 3, so that's up on YouTube now. Thank you, Patrick, for getting that posted up.
You're welcome.
On all the available social medias as well, on the intranets.
On the line. Can we talk about the on the line deal?
No, because I'm already horribly confused.
It's instantaneously online.
So I do actually have an idea.
Change-a-gram moment.
We talked about this offline last week, not on the line, but off the line.
Off the line.
Off the line. Literally offline last week. We were talking about if a movie was made about us making a podcast. So Movie Talks and Chill, a movie podcast, the movie. Yeah. We were talking about who would...
What they say at the end of Tropic Thunder is like the best movie about a making of a movie ever made.
So we were discussing what that would look like in terms of what would we look like, because we wouldn't play ourselves. We're clearly not actors, so we're not going to try to Kevin Smith this one.
Don't leave me. I know I'm not acting.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not.
Tony's been writing a script for about a year and a half that I'm supposed to star in,
Yes.
I don't know how well that's going to go.
But that's a really bad movie, so... You cannot mess it up. We're going to have to call it Seltzer Beer Zombies just to save from getting sued from anybody.
Unless White Claw wants to sponsor us.
In that case, our number is 555.
I am 100% with okay being a sellout.
So we were talking, though, who would play us if people are going to be there. And I kind of kicked it off for myself. And mind you, for the viewers out there, we're not talking about who we actually think we look like, because that's just straight out lies if we tell them.
We'll just wait until we get to the two people that I picked for me.
Yeah.
And then got shot down.
I've often thought I look like Brad Pitt, except not as skinny and the face is different.
Yeah.
Kevin, you are 180 pounds of rippling steel. Problem is you weigh 220.
Exactly.
And your steel's made of aluminum. Siding.
The steel, it didn't go through the process right.
That is not real steel.
Yeah.
The man of not steel.
So how I thought about it for me, I said, personality-wise, or just the way I've seen him act in other movies, just 'cause I think he's a great actor, is Jason Bateman. Because he was a guy that, he was on a show years ago back in the 80s, and then, he did Teen Wolf 2, did a couple small things, but really didn't become, bigger until he started getting into Arrested Development. Mm-hmm. But then in movies, he started always playing this kind of quirky, either too serious character that was like the comedy relief, or just a outright, I don't even know, just a hot mess type guy.
A couple of them he's also played an asshole in, it was Central Intelligence with The Rock and Kevin Hart, where he's the bully that grew up to be a dick.
Bad Words.
Bad Words. Oh, he was hilarious in Bad Words.
That is, I think, where I see myself closest to him, is that personality. But, then he played, in Couples Retreat. We've talked about that movie many times. He's like that. He's so meticulous and coordinated with everything, like when they're talking about having the divorce. And he's like, so here's how we see, if we're going to end it now, then, it's going to be at least 6 months to a year before we, for courtship, for new partners,
and we want kids.
Yeah, another 6 months, another 6 months. You can see how this is building up. And then Vince Vaughn's like, I can see you guys are really going from the heart on this one.
I know I've seen him in a few movies, but the only one, every time says Jason Bateman in a movie, the first one that comes to mind is a movie called Extract.
Oh, yeah. And that's another really good movie that he's played in.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we have different opinions on the quality of that movie.
I just thought it was hilarious. It's so stupid. It's funny.
Oh, yeah. It's a dumbass movie.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's a triumph of cinema.
It's not Cocaine Bear.
No. Nothing's Cocaine Bear.
You can't put that. Just stop putting Cocaine Bear up against anything else. It's its own movie.
Yeah.
It's its own universe of a movie.
It's like trying to compare apples to Cocaine Bear.
Exactly. Wait a minute. I see what you did there.
See what happens when Patrick's sober? He's quick-witted and somewhat smart.
All right, get him a drink.
You can't have this.
Where's my liquor?
Stop
It's
drinking
right
water.
behind
So that's my pick because I just think he's got either that calm demeanor where he's just that overly meticulous, organized guy, or he's just a complete prick.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I feel like I'm both of those sometimes.
Well, I
too.
think also like his delivery that he can give comes off. He can deliver like a funny ass line so cold it makes it come off.
And that's
as,
why I fell in love with the show Ozarks. I love that
Yeah.
show. I thought it was great. But yeah, just like he could say a comedic line just so deadpan and
Yeah.
straight, like he's gonna fucking kill you.
Right.
Yep.
I will murder your family, and you will like it.
This is evidence, video evidence.
You
Don't
now
say
have
that.
it. Yep. And
I
you can
said
see
you would
where we're
like
at.
it.
So what about you, Patrick?
Well,
Who's playing you? I know who I said it was going to play you, but
And to be fair, I don't disagree with it. That's more of a more realistic choice. So for the viewers at home, once again, we were drinking, we were at a bar, and we were just bullshitting.
Never happens.
Yeah, this is the first time we've ever done that.
Yeah.
Um,
This is
So-
straight vodka.
so mine's gin. Thank you. So I was watching the show SWAT on Netflix. So my first choice was like, well, I want Shamir Moore, like 100%. That man's amazing. And then they're like, well, not really you. And I was like, all right, fine. I'll take Idris Elba, I guess, if I had to make a choice. And
I guess I'll take him.
yeah. They're great actors, and I think they would do a great job playing the clumsy klutz that is me. But Tony and Doug, they both threw out a name that they're not Shamir Moore or Idris Elba, but he's really funny, and it's Ed Helms, and
Yeah.
I can't say no to that. That's a solid choice.
I
I can see it.
Yeah.
see Ed Helms.
He was great in The Hangover, and he was fantastic in The Office when he had to take over for Steve Carell because he wanted to work on his movie career.
And Tag.
And Tag, which I've
Yes.
seen.
Yes, now you've seen it.
Yes, and that movie is amazing. I
Yeah.
do love that movie.
It's a very good movie.
Yeah.
Hey, we just got a message. Looking good, guys. They're watching already.
Oh, you stop it. You
Thank you,
savages.
CIA.
Yeah.
CIA. By the way, I didn't want to kill Patrick's family.
My bad.
Speaking of
Allegedly. Allegedly.
Allegedly, yes. That never convicted.
Yeah. Speaking of Patrick's family, I'll guarantee you I know who that post got comments from because I've already texted it to her. But at the time of this recording, our number one fan of the show had her birthday yesterday, so I just wanted to say happy birthday, Mom, for a third time.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday.
I'm not going to say her age because if I did that, she will find a way to ground
25.
me. No, let's go with 29.
Fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just quick shout out, happy birthday. And if you become a number one fan, you will also get a birthday shout out. You just have to, tell us.
Yeah.
And see if we like you.
Yeah.
We're not gonna stalk you, but by the way, the new couch looks great from the yard.
Yeah. I really liked what you did with dinner last night. The croquant bouche was amazing.
Really, I've never seen turkey done that way, but
I didn't know people still bought Sunny D.
Also, I noticed the vitamins in your medicine cabinet were getting a little low. You might want to restock.
So is your morning after pills.
Yeah.
And that ends the stalker portion of this episode. So, Gavin, what about you? Who's gonna play Gavin?
so I was thinking about it, and I was picturing maybe Charlie Day, like
Okay.
I
coming
can see
in,
Jolly Day.
just like every time that he gets like, or that I've seen him, especially on Always Sunny. And I've used that meme several times. It's like someone asked me a question about Star Wars, and it's me like this right here.
You
and
got the cigarette in your mouth.
Yeah.
Like, who's that made Sylvia?
And it's like 8 hours later. So yeah, I could see him.
Just quick shout out to that episode. It's probably my most favorite episode of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia because Matt comes in and he's like, Charlie, not only do all of these people exist, they're wondering where the hell their mail is. Like, you need to get to work.
All right, so we got Charlie Day, we got Jason Bateman, we got Ed Helms.
Yep.
All right. Or if you wanted to go by your choice.
I mean, granted, I was disbarred from using Jason Momoa, and I get it. But, god damn it, I want my Idris Elba.
yeah. I mean, we clearly can't use like Samuel L. Jackson, Jonah Hill, and
Yeah.
I don't know if we want to look at his search history on his phone.
no. Delete.
A lot of talk about large black men.
Very good acting, large.
Yeah. Very good actors.
But Idris Elba is Black Superman. Did you guys not see Hobbs and Shaw?
You're not helping your case anymore.
Yeah. Just a bunch of pictures of Barry on his phone. Everybody knows Barry.
Everybody knows Barry.
Well, all right, there goes that episode.
Hey,
demonetized already.
Hey,
we haven't even turned on ads.
We got 10 minutes in, all right? 10 minutes and 26 seconds. No, but I just wanted to bring that up because I thought that was kind of funny that we were talking about if we were going to make Movie Talks and Chill, a movie podcast, The Movie.
The Movie.
One of the longest titles ever for a movie.
Movie Talks and Chill 2, Back in the Habit.
Aqua Teen Hunger Force movie film for theaters is a pretty long title.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That would be like Movie Talks and Chill 2, Back to the Mics.
It's like Fall Out Boy, their very first album from Under the Cork Tree. It was like they couldn't even fit the titles on the back of the CD. They were all like, our lawyers made us change the name of this so we could put it on the album.
Shorten it.
The next one was I slept with someone in Fall Out Boy and all I got was a song name about me. Like, they were all like, all the song titles were sentences.
But I think I know you last week you talked about some of the homework you did.
Yes.
I know you got to see some of the stuff there, and I know you mentioned it. But have you seen anything else lately, or no?
No, I've been on a TV binge on Netflix.
Okay.
I've been watching SWAT, obviously, and I've got one more season left on that. But I was like, I needed a little break, and so I watched something that I've been avoiding for years because it just looked dumb as hell. But I've been sucked into the Trailer Park Boys.
Everybody gets sucked into the trailer.
And I feel like I need to give back my degree to USF because I've lost so much IQ points from watching that show.
But you learn how to steal things. Not well. You just learn how to
I
steal
just
them.
need to know how Julian keeps that drink level all the fucking time.
He's got that Cuba Libre, man.
It's
He's got
called
Cuba
being a
Libre.
raging alcoholic.
Yeah, technically we can talk about that because they did make a couple movies.
Yes.
They did have
I
a couple
haven't seen
Trailer
those yet.
Boys movies.
But I know you were talking about them before we turned everything
Well, those
on.
were series. Those were additional series extensions, but they actually have like 2 or 3 actual movies.
Yeah, well, when I get up to those on the Netflix, because I'm not going back to SWAT until I'm done with this. I'm 100% hooked at this point. Well, there's only like 9 or 10 episodes a season, but there's like 18 seasons.
Yeah.
It's been going on for like 20 years.
Jeez.
So one thing I know we mentioned last week, we had actually a good long talk about it that's coming out. I have not gotten to see yet. I wanted to, but I just got too busy this weekend. Was the Flash movie that came out? Definitely want to see that, or we
Haven't
should
seen
just
that.
call it Batman with the Flash.
Yeah.
Well, I really want to go see Spider-Man Into the Multiverse or
Yeah.
the Spider-Verse.
I've been seeing a lot of good things on that.
Yeah. I love the first one. I thought the first one was amazing, and I can't wait to see the second one.
So I don't know if you know this. It's a little bit of trivia. I just learned this the other day, and you might want to Google this just in case I'm wrong. I want to make sure I got the right person. Chris Pine, I believe, in the original, the Spider-Man Into the
Spider-Verse,
the first one. They were all saying, Chris Pine is this, and he played, Steve Trevor, in the Wonder Woman movies and stuff. But did you know he was in the MCU? And I'm going back and I'm racking my brain. I'm like, where in the hell was he in the MCU? Well, the Peter Parker that died at the beginning of the Spider-Verse, that Kingpin killed at the beginning of the movie, that's Chris Pine playing that voice, if I'm correct on that.
Ah, okay.
So apparently, if you voice over anybody in any of the animated versions of anything within that Marvel has created, you're part of the MCU.
Yeah, but this one was made by Sony. This is part of Sony's Spider-Verse.
Or Sonyverse, but
Yeah.
but apparently you're in the Marvel
Yeah,
universe.
you're still MCU.
You're in it, man. To win it,
Why you gotta yell at me?
because it's fun.
Touche.
But there have been other trailers. So let's talk about this for a minute.
You're
So-
right. He was the.
That was the voice?
he was-
Okay.
Yeah. So, Justin, I can't remember his last name. The guy from New Girl who played Peter B. Parker. In the comics, Peter B. Parker is the canonical Peter Parker, and he was playing like the divergent, like closest to Peter B. Parker that passed away. The one who died in the film.
Sad.
Yeah. Spoilers for a movie that's 5 years
I
old.
was gonna say you've got to say spoiler alert.
Yeah. Well, it's in the first 20 minutes.
Yeah, but did you die?
Well, he did from
Yeah.
the Kingpin.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, Kingpin's giant. So
Yeah. He's a massive guy.
anything he touches, he destroys.
He's a big boy.
Yeah.
Vincent
That's a huge
D'Onofrio-
bitch.
Vincent D'Onofrio was like a scaled down version of what the
Oh, yeah.
Kingpin is supposed to be. But even Vincent D'Onofrio is not the smallest dude in the world.
No.
What was it?
He's like what, 6'5", like just rippling.
It was the guy from the Green Mile who
Michael
played it in
Clark
Daredevil.
Duncan
Michael
played.
Clark Duncan.
He played the
Yeah.
one with
And-
Ben Affleck.
Yeah, he played Kingpin there.
Yep.
I do like the line that he at the end of the fight. He's like, "I know who you are now. I'm gonna tell everybody." He's like, "Yeah, that's right. Go tell everyone you got beaten by a blind man."
Yeah.
It's like, ooh, sick burn.
Yep. Joke's on you.
Just pulls a Bill Murray. No one will believe you.
yeah.
Yes. No one will ever
that's not
believe
creepy at all.
you.
I wanted
So-
to come here and do our dishes. Or
Yeah,
mine.
right. Well, there's a couple other ones that are coming out soon this year, later on this year. That, I mean, it's been kind of back and forth. People have had mixed reviews on based on the trailers they've seen. So, like the Marvels. I kind of been on the spectrum on that one. On kind of the, I'm not sure how I feel
Yeah.
about it, just based on the commercial, because. I wasn't the biggest fan of that show, that the miniseries they did, Miss
Which one?
Marvel.
Oh, Miss Marvel?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't bad. I mean, but then she obviously is part of the MCU. But I don't know. I don't understand really how they're doing this. Like, because in the commercial, it seems like they're every time they use a power, they swap bodies or swap locations of wherever they're at. And so I don't really know where they're going to go with it. Like, I'm not understanding what the connection is, how that's
Are they
happening.
maybe like trying to bring back in America Chavez?
Possibly.
I mean, you never know. They never really brought her into the commercial, but that's
Yeah.
probably, if it's going to be a surprise thing, they probably
Yeah.
wouldn't do that.
Well, I mean, I'll say like that Doctor Strange movie, Into the Multiverse. That the commercials for that told a completely different story than what actually happened. Because the
Yeah.
whole time you're thinking that the Scarlet Witch is like going through there helping them.
Yeah.
And like,
Yeah.
no, 10 minutes into the movie, guess who the villain of the movie is?
Oh, yeah.
Spoilers.
Yeah.
If the only thing you've seen is the trailers.
She's starting to kill some people.
Oh.
She's trying to kill
she
some
killed some
people.
people.
She kills some people.
Oh, yeah. They're all dead.
And in a violent and gory way. That's the one scene where she's taking out the Illuminati. Like, that's classic Sam Raimi stuff right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good old Evil
And
Dead.
how she takes
Yeah.
out Patrick Stewart, that was.
Oh,
just-
that was so messed up.
Yeah.
Or the Sonic Boom guy.
Oh, yeah. When
Well,
Well, he took
himself
himself out.
up. Yeah, but his mouth was sealed
Yeah.
shut. I mean, he didn't really have a choice.
Pulled his mouth.
Pulled a Matrix on him. He's like, "How are you gonna make a phone call, Mr. Anderson, when you can't talk?"
Creepy.
See, and you said that and it reminded me of the movie, that scene in the movie. But the first thing that I thought of was like the original black and white Twilight Zone with the little kid that was turning everyone into Jack in the Boxes. And I was like, I bet that little kid could remove a mouth. The little shit.
Funny you brought that up. In Twilight Zone, the movie.
I have seen, but
the original
do not
movie.
remember.
And movie talks and chill the movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
So in Twilight Zone, the movie is
We're
basically
bringing
just,
back Rod Sterling, and he's going to direct it.
This one never had Rod Sterling. But in the movie, though, it's a segment of short stories.
Yeah.
So it's not
that's
like
the
one long movie.
That's the famous one with the passenger on the plane with William Shatner. That's from the original movie.
Yeah, they redid that one,
There's
and the kid one, there
something
might
on
have
the
been a remake of that, but in a different way. So it's this little kid. This lady's a teacher, and she accidentally hits him. He's riding his bike. She didn't see him, and so she gives him a ride home, and the whole family's there, and everybody's like obsessed with making the kid happy. Like they're overly joyous to him, and like, here, let me do this for you, let me do that for you. And there is a scene where he goes upstairs, and it's like his sister or something, and she's trying to talk to her, and all you see is the back of her head, like, because the woman's looking inside, the girl's like facing a TV, just staring at a TV. I think like cartoons are playing or something. And then when she walks away, she's like, okay, I guess she didn't want to talk. Is what she realizes. She walks away, pans down, and the girl doesn't have a mouth.
Damn.
So yeah, he took out a mouth. So basically, the kid has his ability to make anything he wants happen,
Yeah.
and so now he's got the whole family scared of him.
Yeah, that's like the original episode on the short. And you see Grandpa turn into a Jack in the Box. You don't see the Jack in the Box. You just see the shadow.
Yeah.
And they're like, please send him to the farm. And apparently that's where he sends the corpses or whatever.
Well, that might be like part of the story where they originally took it from
Yeah.
the original. And then I just remember there's that scene where they're like, it's his birthday today, and they're bringing out these burgers, and it's like just a plate of all these burgers piled up, and she opens it up, and there's like peanut butter all in there, like on the burger, and they're all just eating away. They're like, yeah, he loves this, and they're like, yeah, that's great, it's great. He's like, it's the butter that makes the burger.
And that trope it turned into a trope that's been used in literally everything. It was in The Simpsons on one of their Treehouse of Horrors. It was in an episode of Supernatural with Jensen Ackles and Jared Padalecki. I'm trying to remember those names.
But the greatest one though in that movie was the very beginning. Have you seen it? Have you seen Twilight Zone the movie?
No.
Oh man, you got to watch it. It's
Spoilers.
it's Albert Brooks at the very beginning scene. It's a car driving in the middle of the night, or it's at nighttime, and it's Dan Aykroyd's in the car. So it's Dan Aykroyd and Albert Brooks. I'm not sure if you're familiar with who Albert Brooks is.
Did they ask him who they were going to call?
No, but they've started playing this game where they're like doing theme songs and stuff, and then guessing whatever. And then there's a scene. He's like, Dan Aykroyd's like, "Hey man, you want to see something really scary?" And he's like, "What?"
No,
and he
zips his
starts,
pants.
No. So he plays this game where he turns off the lights on the car, and he's like, "All right, man, yeah, whatever, blah 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 blah." And he's like, and Dan Aykroyd's like sitting there. I think it's Albert Brooks driving. Dan Aykroyd's in the side, and he's like, "Here, Polo, you want to see something scary?" He's like, "Really, really scary?" He's like, "Sure." And he's like,
That's when he
pull
unzips
over.
the pants.
It's like, pull over. And he's like, what have I got? He's like, trust me, just pull over. And he does this thing, and he's like, all right, hang on a second. He turns around, he's got his coat, and he's covering his head. And he's like, hey, what are you doing? And he turns back around, and he's like this monster thing with this green face, and he's like, and I guess he just kills him, so he starts screaming. And then it pans up, and you start hearing the music. But
I gotta go back and watch that movie.
it ties into the end. The last part of the movie was the airplane one. And so...
Oh,
after-
the one where everyone's seeing different tail numbers?
No, it's the one. It's so John.
Oh, the one
Lithgow-
with William Shatner.
Yeah, where he
Okay.
sees the alien, the monster on
gremlin.
the wing,
There's
the gremlin.
something.
And so they land at the end of it, and he's like in a straitjacket. They take him into an ambulance, and then the ambulance driver turns around, and it's Dan Aykroyd character from the
really?
beginning, and he's like, "Hey, you want to see something really scary?" But he's and then the ambulance drives off, and he's like, "Great movie."
Sterling, you freak of nature. God, I love you. Come back to life and make more content.
That's a Twilight Zone. What if Rod Serling came back to life?
We'd have more awesome Twilight Zone. Don't get me wrong, Jordan Peele's version, fantastic.
Yeah.
But nothing beats the original black and white.
Well, no.
I grew up watching those. My mom was a big fan, so every time, like usually on most holidays, like July 4th, Labor Day, Memorial Day, one channel would have a 24-hour Twilight
at
Zone
Night.
back then. Yep. So I grew
I
up
miss
watching
Nick
the
at Night.
originals.
I miss, it really wasn't, when you were a kid, it was more scary, but they really went
Yeah.
to what, Are You Afraid of the Dark? Do you remember
Yeah,
that?
I remember
series?
Oh, I remember that as a kid. It scared the piss out of me.
So I'm going to we should start doing that. Submit it for the approval of the podcast. This episode is titled,
Guess what?
Submit it for the approval of the Midnight Society.
Just when you thought it was safe to go back to the theater.
We're here. So yeah,
Dang it.
go back, watch the movie.
So I
Watch,
wanted to see if the original Twilight Zone movie was on our Plex server, and I got really excited when I saw Twilight, and I was like, no, damn it, that's that vampire werewolf movie.
not the glittery vampires.
Yeah.
It's the skin of a killer.
But the original Twilight Zone movie is not on here.
It's got to be somewhere though.
Yeah.
Well, I like
But
that.
I just saw that Under Siege is on. I love that movie.
Oh,
Probably
good movie.
Steven Seagal's
Mr.
best
Steven
movie.
Seagal, yeah. I was actually talking about that. Well, not that one, but talking about him last night. It was, oh man, it's the one with Kurt Russell.
I'm trying to remember the
When they're
thing
on the
that-
plane.
But the reason why
Executive decision.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's it.
So it's like all through the previews, it's Kurt Russell, Steven Seagal, and then Steven Seagal dies in like the first 8 minutes of the movie.
Yep.
Like, I want to know what his paycheck was just to show up in all those promos and then be in the first 8 minutes of the damn movie.
Well, that's why his greatest role, in my opinion, was in the Onion movie when they had him as cock puncher.
Yeah.
I don't think you have the.
I know
balls.
someone who
I don't think you have the balls.
their favorite Seagal movie is Executive Decision because he dies so early in the movie.
Oh,
They are not a fan of.
He wasn't too hard to kill in that one.
Yeah, no,
Oh, see what I did there?
He was definitely out for justice.
Is that the one with Wesley Snipes where they're like LAPD cops?
Which one? Hard to Kill?
Yeah.
Oh God, it's been so long since I've
Yeah.
watched it. All his movies are basically the same movie
Yeah.
over and over again.
Yeah.
It's like he was kind of like the newer version of Charles Bronson.
Hard to
Yeah.
kill, above
Yeah.
the law.
Out for
Under
justice,
Siege.
marked for
Under
death.
Siege.
Under
Well-
Siege 2
Mark
on a
for-
train now.
Yep.
Yeah. Hey, that introduced us to Katherine Heigl.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, not thank you. Thank to the movie.
No, you're welcome.
No, seriously, not thank
Just,
you.
you're welcome.
All right, whatever.
He got EP credit, so don't discount him.
Yeah.
Did he really?
He was 2 years old, so yeah.
Duh. I was like, I want that hot girl.
You can't have her.
Dang it.
He was the guy in the writer's room for the first Under Siege saying, no, she has to come out and take her tops off or I'm out of this movie.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Well done.
You're welcome.
Good
Yeah,
for you.
that saved that movie.
Pretty much.
Definitely wasn't Tommy Lee Jones' knife fight at the end.
Gavin's got all the pull.
I did after that.
Moving
on.
back to movies. And not the type that you pull on yourself to.
Told you that story to tell you this story.
Yeah, right. But yeah, so just kind of going back, like the Marvel stuff, it's coming out. Some other ones coming out. I know it's not a movie, but the series Secret Invasion. That
Yeah,
actually looks pretty
I'm very
good, but-
excited for Secret Invasion.
Yeah, but I'm trying to think. What else is coming out this year? Do you guys know? I'm trying to.
I'm
I've been
actually
so
drawing
busy, I
a-
haven't had a chance to look at what's coming on in
We've
the
been
near
so busy
future.
talking about movies, we haven't been preparing to watch movies.
Agreed.
But I have this magic device with this program called Google.
If only you could
Oh, yeah.
speak to it and like ask it a question, it would like spit out words.
There was only a way. How do we
Alright.
do this? No, I know that. Actually, you know what? You know what movie is coming out that looks cute, and I'm going to use the term cute. That
Barbie?
Elemental.
I want to see
Oh,
Barbie.
Elemental, yeah, the Disney,
or-
yeah.
Am I saying that right? Is it
Yeah.
Elemental?
Ooh, Craven the Hunter comes out this year. I forgot about that.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
I mean, I know there's a couple coming out that.
The new, the third reboot of Wonka.
Isn't the Ghostbusters coming out in December or
I
November?
could have sworn that was next year, but I have everything pulled up. Let me see.
Come on!
Hurry up!
There's a movie called Ghosted coming out,
Ooh.
and Chupa.
And what?
Chupa.
Chupa? Like as
yeah.
in Chupacabra?
Yeah. The Mexican goat eater.
Yes, I know. The Chupa.
El Chupacabra.
Chupa.
Actually, these are all the movies that came out, but what? Give me the future.
Give me the future. You don't have a time machine.
The new Peter Pan movie is coming out.
Are they
Peter
making
Pan and
another
Wendy.
one of those?
Yep.
Jesus. I mean,
Yeah, because
come
that
on.
hasn't been redone
I
87
mean, after Hook, I think we were good.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just saying. I mean,
I mean,
It's-
who's
it's
a better
like-
Peter Pan than Robin Williams?
I know. I'm just saying. It's like they're like making all these reversions of Pinocchio. It's like Little Mermaid. It's like, come on, stop. Just do something.
They're coming out with the new Expendables. I forgot about that. I haven't seen the third one ever since they dropped it down to PG-13 from R.
Lane.
Forget them, man.
Well, isn't there a new Wes Anderson movie coming out too? I thought I saw a trailer for that. I think I'm on the record of saying I'm not the biggest fan of Wes Anderson, but I did see, like, the moment the trailer came out, I was like, that's a Wes Anderson film.
Oh, you know which one we have to go see soon? Still, The Boogeyman.
No. You have to go see the
No,
Boogeyman.
we're going to see The Boogeyman.
Yeah,
No,
you're
no,
coming
no.
with us.
It's gonna be a movie review episode of The Boogeyman.
Well, it'll be a duo. Get Doug. Or no,
No,
wait,
you
who
go.
replaces me? Get Shane to fly out here from
Yeah.
LA.
Patrick's going to do the episode the same way he watches the movie.
Yeah, with my eyes closed.
What if I
And
could,
now people can actually understand that reference because we're on
Exactly.
video.
what if I could talk Doug into replacing you with?
With who?
I'm not gonna say it out loud or on the mic.
Oh.
Then I'll be
I
like,
mean, that-
"Sorry, Patrick." You'd be like, "Why didn't you
Yes.
invite me?"
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. You said it had you replace
What
it.
ha-
Yeah,
what
man.
happened was-
I'm torn because as much as I would love to be here for that guest, I would gladly step aside and let them join
Ooh, them bold words.
for an episode.
Wow.
One episode.
Yeah, for one.
Everybody gets one.
Tell them, Peter.
You
Thanks,
shouldn't
Spidey.
shouldn't cut me out of an episode, Tony. My mother cut me out of an episode once. Once. Yeah, have you? When are you gonna watch that movie? By the way,
What movie?
Johnny Dangerously.
Put it on the list.
I told you to put it on the list.
You know how many movies you two have told me to put on the list
yeah,
since we
and
started?
how many have you put on the list?
All of them.
Well, then it should be on the list
It
already.
is on the list.
All right,
But
you
I-
just told me to put it on the list.
Well, I forgot. I'm sorry. It's not like I'm writing these things down. It's just like a mental note.
Oh, so it's
Okay.
gone.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And it's gone.
We can have this exact conversation tomorrow. I will guarantee it.
Same words and everything.
Yep.
Well, let me ask you this then, since this is kind of a random episode. What movie have you seen recently that you've rewatched that you haven't seen in a long time? and reloved?
Oh, see, I made that social media post with that basically the same question.
Okay, well,
So
I'm asking.
mine was
now.
Young Frankenstein. It had been like 2 decades since I watched that movie, and I genuinely forgot how funny that movie can be.
I said
still-
he would rule the day he was born a Frankenstein.
Nice
still
grouping.
I still have like 20 minutes, so the movie is basically over. But I will say the funniest part when I first watched it, and the funniest part watching it now at 37, is he's being choked out by the monster, and he's playing charades to try and tell them what to do.
2 words.
Shut a give?
Yeah.
Like he's visibly losing conscious, but he's like doing like everything. 2 words. First
First
word
word
is-
sounds
said-
like
Said it, Eddie Wood. He said it, Eddie Wood.
so that
Okay.
scene in itself. Is
Igor,
just hilarious.
what brain did you? Did you get me the brain of? I can't remember the name of the scientist. He's like, no. Good. Now tell me what you're not gonna get. I will not be angry.
A.B. Normal.
Abby Normal.
Abby, someone.
What?
And he starts choking.
me-
You put an abnormal brain.
In a 6 foot, 200-pound gorilla? Is that what you're telling me? And then he starts doing charades.
Okay, 2 words.
Well, I like he's like, oh, it's a failure. But the one thing medicine has taught me is you always take a failure with quiet dignity and respect. And then he walks away, and then he comes back, you son of a bitch, come to life. Bah, 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 bah. And then like the assistant's like, yeah, quiet dignity.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He was your yes.
And you were his.
was my boyfriend. What was her? Foul Bluha.
Yeah.
Frabluka.
And I remember watching it, and obviously I was in my early teens when I first watched this movie, and now that all the innuendo jokes are like, I'm picking up on. I was like, damn, this movie was dirty.
Would you like a
I got
roll
a
in
fun
the
fact
hay?
for you. You may know this. I got
Well,
a
I
fun
remember
fact
he's knocking
for
on
you.
the door, and he's like, oh, nice knockers. And
Yeah.
she's like, oh, thank you,
Oh,
doctor.
thank you.
You remember the part, or I'm sure you saw up to the part where the monster escapes and he ends up at the hermit's house.
Yes.
The blind hermit. Mm-hmm. Do you know who that hermit is?
No.
Who the actor who played him is? Do you know? Come on, take a guess.
Billy
It's
Crystal?
it's almost as. It would be almost as shocking as when you found out Johnny Depp was the,
The
inspector
inspector.
in there, because he doesn't look anything like it.
Tom Cruise.
No.
Billy Crystal.
Nope.
Robert De Niro.
Nope. I'll just tell you.
Tiger Woods.
Please.
Gene Hackman.
Fuck off.
What?
Look it up. If I'm lying, I'm dying, and if I'm wrong, then I'm just
Check his
lost all
pulse.
credibility.
If I'm wrong, I just lost all credibility. You're off the show.
Let's see if I'm right. How much you want to bet I'm right?
Nope.
Not taking that bet.
$20 million.
Mr.
Yeah.
Not gonna be working here anymore.
Not gonna be on the show anymore.
Peter Boyle was the monster in that
Yeah, you
movie?
didn't know that?
No.
Yeah.
Put that man down. That's when you could really tell it's Peter Boyle.
Yeah.
I said, put that man down.
Gene Hackman, blind man.
Oh, you're a mute. A rather large mute. Oh, you're hungry. He's just pouring the stew in his lap and stuff. And he's like, cigars. And he like got his finger lit up.
Yeah,
He just staring at it for a minute. Wait, where are you going? I was going to make espresso.
Cloris Leachman was Frau.
Yeah, you didn't know that?
No.
All right, that's it. You know, hey, Doug, Shane, guys, we're
We
gonna
need some help right now.
need some backup going on here right now. And actually, you know what? Now that we're on the video too, we can actually have people call in. We can make this.
But
even
this
more
isn't
fun.
live, so the last thing we want to
So we'll
phone
go
call
to the
on
airwaves
Wednesday
and
when we're meeting.
okay, yep.
No, we can have them call while we're recording. They know that we're not going on until Wednesday.
Let's discuss this on our next
Let's go to
production.
the phones.
I remember the first it was
We Are Not Johnny Carson.
Anchorman went on or Will Ferrell did the Anchorman podcast for a while, and like his first episode is like he said that because I really when the guys in suits came to the door, I had no idea what the podcast was, but because he's like still like doing it from like when he's in this. In
Oh,
the
doesn't he
80s.
say, let's go to the phones? And
Yeah,
like,
he's like,
this-
so we're going live to the phones. There's no phone line. This is recorded. So we're not live. Okay, so who's on the phone? No one's calling in. It's just like he's just not getting it. Well, he's like, and he's talking to the pod. He's like, yeah, well, apparently Steve here, takes the lovely recording and takes it by plane, train, or automobile to the lovely people at the internet, and they put this thing on what they call the web.
The intrawebs.
Speaking of podcasts, real quick, did you get Conan O'Brien, when he left his show, he started a podcast, and it basically just being a talk show just on a podcast. So he had guests and celebrities come on. Did you guys see what happened when Paul Rudd went on to his podcast?
No.
So there was the longest running gag on his show. When Paul Rudd would come onto the show to promote his new movie, he wouldn't give him a clip of the movie. He would give him this one scene from a movie called Mac and Me. And it was just the scene of the kid in the wheelchair just rolling down the hill and then diving into the lake.
Oh, yeah.
He did it on his podcast. He's like, all right, we have a clip to listen to, and we're going to describe it later. And it's the Mac and Me, the clip. He's like, how do you keep doing this to me? My producers swear that you bring real clips.
Well, if you're the producer, you're probably going to be like, it's Paul Rudd, whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Gotta take
Paul
his
Rudd
word
can
for
bring
it.
Or at this
Fucking
point, you
wants
can't
to.
not do this.
Yeah.
Yeah, they want to do it.
Yeah.
It becomes that, it becomes like a spiel, It's a little shtick.
Have you guys seen the movie Mac and Me?
Oh, yeah.
Blatant ripoff of E.T.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
As a kid, I loved that movie more than E.T.
Get
Although
out.
Mac kind of looks like a coked out version of E.T. He's like wide eyes, but all wrinkly around his.
You ever seen the
lids.
snorkels? The
Snorks.
old person, the snorks.
Yeah.
Mac to me looked like a methed out version of one of them.
Yeah, he was not normal looking.
No. I mean, not to say E.T. was like humanoid, but
No, but I mean, at
he
least
was a biped. That's about it.
I mean, but I don't know. I think yeah. Phone hole.
Ouch.
Yeah, but he was more of a. I don't know. He was more likable.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
he had the extendo straw neck. So
Yes. Go Gadget Nick.
I heard
what's
somewhere
something
that.
that you watched, Tony?
What's that?
What's something you watched that you haven't seen in a while?
That I haven't seen in a while. I watched, rewatched. I think I brought it up last week, but I rewatched Cannonball Run and Cannonball Run 2.
yes, we were talking about that because I confused it with the Schwarzenegger movie.
Yes, you thought it was Running Man.
Yes.
Yes. It had Run in it, but it was it's just a good movie. They're great movies. I mean, they're just ensemble casts. I mean, it's got everybody from the time frame at that time that
Yeah.
was like from different genres and series. So, like in the first one, you got like Dean Martin and Sammy Davis Jr. You had Burt Reynolds and Dom DeLuise in there. I mean, it's just like there's a million people in that movie. What's her name? Farrah Fawcett was in it. I mean, I can't even name them, but they get a shit ton. And like in the second one,
The
it's
internet,
like,
Ken. Let me look it
Yep.
up for you.
The internet.
I mean, it's got a lot of freaking people in it. And then the second one was like, basically the same cast, but then they added some more people. Like I think Frank Sinatra showed up in the second one, and then you had like Tony Danza was in that. And I mean, Jackie Chan was in the original Cannonball
That's
Run.
right, yeah.
But
Jackie
it's just
Chan.
it's just a fun race across the country movie that I think I mentioned it last week. It was based off an actual race that was called the Cannonball Run, and the theme song of the movie, whoever wrote, I can't remember who wrote this theme song, but whoever did, the lines in it they used from what they actually titled the original run. So it was like the Cannonball something Sea to Shining Sea Run or something along those lines, and that's in the song. He uses those lines, but if you haven't seen it, it's a fun time. It's good stuff. Dom DeLuise is just
Rat
Dom
Race left a
DeLuise.
very bad taste in my mouth. I don't know.
This is nothing like Rat Race. This is way better than Rat Race.
You say so.
Well, the Rat Race is closer to the one that Doug was talking about. It's a mad
Yeah.
or something. But yeah, no, I've rewatched that. I gone back, rewatched the Short Circuits. I forgot how much I liked them. I didn't forget. I was
I've
just
been
like,
trying to find one. Surf Ninjas. Did you guys ever see that?
No.
I think that's on the Plex server.
No, they've got 3 ninjas in there.
See, I've seen
Surf
that.
Ninjas isn't on there?
No,
Are you sure?
they've got all three ninjas.
Okay.
The third
That's the one where Leslie Nielsen's the bad
Yeah,
guy. He's like,
Leslie
I like
Nielsen
that robot
is-
parts
yeah,
or something.
The
yeah.
Delta
Exactly.
Ninjas.
and Tone Loc is in it.
And Rob Schneider's in it too, isn't
Yeah,
he?
he is. Yeah, he is.
Rob Schneider
Rob
is
Rob
a carrot.
Making
Schneider.
copies. But yeah, I've been. It was something on Facebook, and it was like movie nostalgia, and they had like the trailer for for Surf Ninjas on there. I was like, I missed that movie. I haven't seen it for freaking ever.
We
So now I gotta go find it.
Get on the search, man.
I'm getting on there.
Why don't you just type in the Googles and it'll tell you where it's
Do the
available.
Googles.
Yeah.
Do it now.
Yeah, do it
Do
right
it.
now.
Do it.
I want people on camera now to actually see. And we no longer have to say that, hey, you can't see us, but
Yeah.
so-and-so's doing this.
Now you can actually see the bullshit that we do
Yeah.
when we're off camera.
Yeah.
It's on Peacock.
There you go.
Doug
And in
would be
case you
proud.
don't know, there is a free and a paid version. So if you don't mind ads,
Yes.
you can watch it there.
We're like just promoting everything now.
Once again, I'm not against selling out. If NBC wants to contact us, we'll shill for them.
This podcast was recorded by Behringer.
Yeah.
by,
Everything
General
else is-
Electric Company.
Everything else is loading.
well,
As it loads.
as it loads. But yeah, no, I watched. I went back and watched those. I've been going back just watching just random stuff. I think I watched Army of Darkness the other day.
Ooh.
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of rando stuff pop up on the Plex, so I was like,
This is my boomstick.
Yes.
Tony's has a little movie ADHD going on right now.
Yeah. It's just random.
He doesn't even finish the movies, people. He gets like halfway through and he's like, oh, you know what movie would be really good? Not this one.
No. So I actually finish them, and then sometimes I start them again, and then don't finish them the second time.
Oh.
So I have completed the movie.
Makes perfect sense.
It does.
Twice.
It does. You want to go?
It's a guy
You want to check tape?
You want to check tape?
Yeah.
Everyone is now dumber from hearing that answer. May
I was
God
great
have
in high
mercy.
school. You want to check tape?
Who does asbestos stop? Everybody.
Everybody.
Everyone.
I still think he should have gotten that answer correct.
Here's $1 for the dumbest answer ever.
Do we think we should explain what the hell we're talking about?
Nah.
Okay. It
Leave
involves
it in
Bruce
suspense,
Campbell.
yes.
Guess you have to figure it out from there.
Yes. If
to you guys was 0. How'd you get up here?
we'll give you a hint. It is available on Tubi.
Yes.
Go.
Yeah.
And you're
Put in the comments if you found it.
They'll be like, you suck.
Yeah.
There's-
This is terrible.
Oh yeah, now that we're on YouTube, I cannot wait to see the comments. It's gonna be pure suicide fuel,
Yeah.
from what I understand.
I can't wait.
Never read the comments.
Hey,
Well, we
guys, you suck, you jackasses.
Jackass. Oh, it ended.
Yep. You're never gonna get off that beach. Just like you never got in the NHL, you jackass.
I'm a little upset that we missed the part where Bob Barker kicks the shit out of Adam Sandler.
They did a remake of that, or it was like for something like some kind of like research or like awareness thing, and Bob Barker's in the hospital, and Happy Gilmore goes in there, and he's like they start fighting again, but they're gonna take each other out, so he throws his hand into like the what is that? The hazardous material. Like it's got syringes and shit in there. And Bob Barker does it too. And he goes, but guess what? I've only got 6 months to live.
Jesus Christ.
Morbid.
Very morbid.
And now R.I.P. And you know what? Shout out to Drew Carey, who's doing a fine job of replacing Bob
Yes. Good old Drew.
Barker. Right?
No relation to Jim Carrey.
No, 0.
They were both very funny. I remember watching the Drew Carey show as a kid.
Oh, I used to love that show.
Yeah.
See, I still liked him much more on Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Yeah, I mean, he's good on that one, too. But the Drew Carey show is like where
That's
I
good.
most notably remember him from.
Well, really? Because it starred Drew Carey?
Yeah. I remember he was in one episode of Community, and I was like, ooh, is he going to become like a recurring guest star? Nope, never again.
And
Which
we're
episode
done.
was he in? I can't remember.
So there was an episode where Joe McHale's character, his law office was having a party, and he gets invited by Rod Cordry.
Well, that's
And
right.
the managing-
Now I
And the
remember.
managing partner was Drew Carey.
Now I remember. Jeff Winger.
Yeah. Jeff Winger, that's his name. And I know what the writers are fighting for, and SAG's about to join them, but they were just about to start filming the Community movie when the strike happened, so they had to put it on hold. And now the actors are going to have to go on strike too. If you belong to SAG, starting July 1.
Do we have to go on strike?
No. Because we're not really writing anything.
I know.
I'm just saying.
It wasn't a
Technically,
sincere
Tony-
question.
Well, I didn't see your face.
Technically,
at the time.
Tony should go on strike from his... Because you're part of the Writers Guild, aren't you?
Yep.
But you're not currently writing anything, so it's not like you have to put pause on anything.
Nah, I don't. Yeah, I don't care.
We could just... We're media. We could report on the writers' strike, but we don't have to go on strike.
I'm writing right now.
But I'm not part of the guild, so you know what? Enjoy my short story, bitches.
This just in, and this just in.
Once upon a time.
Suck it, Stephen King. I'm coming for you. Although I am...
I think it's going to take a little while for you to catch up to Stephen
it's
King.
a water bottle. It's gonna kill you.
one of my jobs, it affords me the luxury of putting in one of my earphones while I work, and I am listening to the audiobooks. So I'm going through the Gunslinger. And I forgot how accurate that man can be with his dialogue when it comes to certain periods of time.
Mm-hmm.
And there are times like, you know, I gotta come back to this. That's way too many vulgarities.
I love vulgarities.
Same.
I mean, don't get me
Sure.
wrong, it fits the character, but I'm like, yeah, I can't hear this right now. It's like 25 times in the past 2 minutes. Like, I gotta shut this off.
How many ways can you use the word fuck?
That's not even the word I'm upset about.
Right.
If anyone's read the book Drawing of the Three, you will know what word I am talking about.
And if you know what word he's talking about, send us a message.
Do not send us that
First one that wins, shots on Patrick.
word. Am I buying them a shot, or am I just buying you 2 shots?
No,
Yes.
them.
Oh, okay.
The person who wins it.
Okay.
We can guess it.
All right, fine.
They just have to show up to courtside.
Yeah, we're not shipping it to you.
Well,
We're
yeah.
not, we're not
I'm pretty
playing,
sure I know who will win that contest, and they don't like to go out to anywhere besides their friend's house. Like, I will not see them at courtside.
Okay. No, saved you buying a shot
Done.
then.
Yeah. And plus, I don't drink shots. This is
Why
a
would-
win-win for me.
Why are we even doing this?
As a matter of fact, I'll post the answer and buy myself a shot.
Oh, I thought you just said you don't drink shots. I was like, what?
No,
That's why I gave you
no,
that look.
the person that-
I was
that
like,
I'm-
close, I don't drink shots.
Oh,
I'm like,
no.
The person who I'm pretty sure will comment first with the correct answer doesn't drink shots.
I'm pretty sure I haven't been
Unless
out with
it's
him.
me,
He
and
hasn't
then I will
done a
buy
shot.
myself shots.
fair enough. All right, so movies.
Some movies. We never get
Well-
off topic.
Well, we got about 12, 13 minutes here, so
Well, I am reading the entire series of the Gunslinger, and they did make a movie with the Gunslinger starring Idris Elba and
Dark
Matthew.
Tower, right?
Yeah. Matthew McConaughey.
all right.
And they basically combined the first 2 or 3 books into one movie, and I was like, you were glossing over like, I finally understand, like, the book was much better than the movie. That movie, it was really action-packed, and they got some of it right, but for the most part, I was like, you crammed so much into 1 2-hour block, like, you're missing a lot of things. Like, when he pulls the kid into his world from the house, he was supposed to do that to 2 other people before that scene even starts.
Well, I mean,
But I guess Odetta and Eddie weren't, fit for the movie. Just the little kid Jake that in the first book he fucking kills, and because he feels so bad about it, that's why he has to bring him back into his world.
yeah, but that's how usually Stephen King's adaptations go. Because his
Yeah.
books are usually, whether it's a series or whether it's one
The-
book, they're
the
so
Stand
big, they're
miniseries
so long.
was really great,
It was
and I
really
heard
good,
that
but they
was
still
one was
missed-
more book accurate.
Yeah, but they also still missed a lot too. I mean, it's like The Shining or anything else he
Yeah.
did, like Misery. I mean, all of them they had
Yeah.
aspects that it missed a lot, and I thought they were going to catch up on some of the things they missed. They like slightly hinted it and then never brought it back. So if you remember when they're
Aren't they coming? Is it a show or is it a movie? They're
Show.
coming back Derry.
yep, Welcome
Okay.
to Derry.
Okay.
That's gonna actually give the origin story of Pennywise.
Okay.
But in the remake version of it, there's a one, I think it was in part 1, and they're swimming, and the kid says, "Oh, a turtle underwater." Well, the turtle was supposed to be like the exact opposite of
Yeah.
it. That was supposed to be the good force, and there's a whole big thing about the turtle, and he's supposed to be heavily involved with stopping it and helping the kids and all this other stuff, or getting involved. He's never in it. So they took out a huge portion of that story just for that movie.
Well, also in the book, for them to defeat it the first time, they basically all have to have sex with the girl.
Yeah.
They do a big gangbang.
Yeah, Stephen King's real on that, like sex to defeat or get answers
Well,
or do anything.
it wasn't that. It was like they had to like lose their innocence or something. That was like, and that was the way they had to do it. I'm like, really? That's as far as we gotta go.
Well, there's who was it? Was it Roger Corman or something? Robert Corman. He's a big movie director like back in the day. He did this movie with his wife. I was watching it. I was telling you guys about it. I told Doug about it too, about that series where it talks about each different director, like hits on a specific director in each episode. Mm-hmm. And they go through the history of like the movies they made. When you said that, it made me think of them because they do this one. He did this one movie, this cheesy horror film. I think it was called like Humanoids from the Deep. And it's about these like water creature things that come out and terrorize people, and he's doing the interview with his wife, and he's working with his wife on these movies, and he's like, listen, the main thing about it is with the creatures, they need to kill the men and rape the women. That's him saying it on camera. He's like, she tried to write it out. He's like, no, I said they need to kill the men and rape the women. And it's what they do in the movie.
Stay true to your word, I guess. Good.
I mean, I guess he could have fired her and be like, you're clearly going off script here. You killed the women and raped the man. It's not what I wanted.
Reverse it.
So yeah, that's a little fun tidbit for how these direct. It's fun actually watching it because when you've seen some of the movies that these guys have made, like even like take like Sam Raimi or like Wes Craven and stuff. I'm not talking about the Wes Craven in terms of like Nightmare on Elm Street, even though it's messed up beyond belief.
The Thing.
What's that?
The Thing.
No, I'm talking more like The Last House on the Left, the original one that Wes Craven did.
I Spit on Your Grave.
I Spit on Your Grave. Those two movies have some of the most, or Last House on the Left has one of the most graphically brutal rape scenes ever. And I'm not like a connoisseur of rape scenes in movies or anything. I don't want people to think that.
Evil Dead.
You're remembering Evil Dead, right? This trumps the Evil Dead tree rape.
Oh, it's worse than that. It's worse. I mean, these people are like, it's a gangbang hillbilly on these two girls that are just trying to get home to the last house on the left.
So now I'm thinking of a mixture of like, you remember in the movie Airplane when everyone's like lining up to like smack the hysterical person, but instead of smacking, it's rape.
Yeah,
yeah,
and they're in the woods, and it's brutally graphic. So you see like Wes Craven, you think like a lot of people, obviously Nightmare on Elm Street is what he's mainly known for, but Darkman he did, that's Sam Raimi.
Yep.
But Wes Craven did like Scream. And those are good movies, fun. Bless you. But then you actually watch them on an interview and watch them talking, and they just bless you again.
2 is coming.
Yeah. If you do 3, it's assumed that it's bless you. We don't say it again.
Agreed.
But it's just interesting to see how these guys are just like that's their mindset.
Yeah.
Like they're making a movie. They know it's just a movie, and they're trying to create their art or whatever you want to call it, or their vision. But it's just how calmly or candidly they just make these statements. Like, we had to do this massively brutal rape scene. So, we instructed them. We told the girl, just relax. It's not really real, but we need you to make it look real. Like, we need you to really feel like you're being. And that's how they're talking to it. It's like to the camera as an interview, and I'm like, what?
Well, nowadays they have intimacy experts on stage to help with those kind of scenes. Whether it's
that's an intimacy expert.
Well,
this is not intimate. This is not sweet and cuddly.
I think they do use those experts to be like, in this scene, this is how you would be reacting.
Which is funny because I get like an innocent, like if it's supposed to be a nice like love scene or something.
Yeah.
But how do you get a rape expert? Like you gotta wonder, where did you learn this from? Like. Tell me how you're the expert.
Think of it this way. They had an intimacy expert on set for Game of Thrones for every sex scene, and not a lot of those were intimate or sensual.
However, there's a difference between even consensual and not wanting this at all. Like, how do you become an expert on rape scenes? Like,
he
did 3 years at Juilliard and 5 at San Quentin, and
yeah, he's going to every jail, and he's like, all right, so what you do now? All the inmates are like, well, what I did is I don't want to talk about that anymore. That's weird. And we are about 5 minutes in before the end of this lovely episode, but that went by pretty quick, even for being on video. Hi.
Hello. I'm definitely not going to have nightmares about this.
I'm just gonna keep reposting it to your phone. It's just gonna pop up.
He's gonna keep sending like 5-minute clips.
I'm changing my phone number that I've had since high school.
Oh, we'll find you.
Oh, I know you will.
We're like the NSA.
That, and I have a meeting with you guys next week.
Yeah,
Like, you
we
need,
have a partnership.
yeah. You gotta need my contact information.
Yep.
We don't need it. We have it.
Yep.
Son of a bitch.
We know where you live. We know where you work. Both jobs.
Christ. All three of
We know what you drive.
We know it all.
It's like Grosse Point Blank, and I know where you live.
Yeah. I don't
See,
know.
now that
doesn't.
that doesn't make me feel good. That just fills me up with a sense of anxiety that I have to be creative in a really interesting way, or Martin's going to blow my brains out.
Martin, you didn't tell me what you did until three sessions in.
Then you told me, and I said I didn't want to work with you, and yet you still
Kept
come back
coming
here.
Would you like to play a game?
Can we at least pretend like we have a normal doctor-patient relationship? I ask you a piece of advice, you give it to me. Advice: should I go to the reunion?
Yes, go to the reunion. Don't kill anyone.
See how it feels. Thank you. All right, so we got a few minutes left. Any final thoughts on this random episode of? Well, how do you feel being on camera now?
It's gonna take some getting used to.
Okay. I mean,
And that's it.
it's just
Yeah.
it's just a camera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's my camera. I use it all the time.
Really.
Yeah.
Thanks for your OnlyFan, right?
Only fan.
Fan. That's what I said.
So wait, if you use it
No,
all the time,
it's
how would you?
hooked up to my work laptop for my Zoom meetings.
Ah.
It's a lot
gonna
better
say.
quality than the built-in webcam on those things.
If you use it all the time, how is it going to take some getting used to being on it?
Because I'm used to Zooms with 5-10 people. Now we're putting this on the internets.
But only 5 or 10 people really watch us. So I mean, what's
So
the
la-
difference?
We say that now. Watch us go viral. And the millions and billions of people will see our ugly ass mugs.
Get the penicillin ready. We're going viral.
Please don't make us viral.
Tomorrow, ladies, we're going to start the hard stuff.
Podcast without a title. I'm going viral.
I'm going platinum.
They just went plaid.
Spaceball.
Yes. Plaid Productions. Ludicrous Speed Productions.
We can't stop. We're going too fast.
I knew it. I'm surrounded by assholes.
Yes.
Keep firing, asshole.
Who is he? Major, sir. Major asshole.
Who made that man a gunner?
I did, sir.
Lieutenant Junior Grade asshole. He's my cousin.
All right, guys. So that is about all the time we have for this episode of a Random Talk. Again, check out. We did a promo for season 3. Check out our YouTube. Now we'll actually be on YouTube as well, so you can check us there.
On the tubes.
On the tubes, we'll forward you that information going forward. And again, just
Directly to you.
to you, the viewer.
At your house.
You.
Yeah, we're talking. You in the back row who talked through the whole episode.
The one with the black shirt with the kind of messy hair. You know who you are.
He's like, that's a mirror, sir.
Damn it.
But
I
that
really
is.
hope there's one guy I freaked the fuck out.
I gotta stop listening to these guys. But that is all the time we have. Thank you guys so much for joining us in this week's random episode. We will be back next week with a new topic as always. But until then, for Movie Talks and Chill, we are your hosts. I'm Tony Serrato.
I'm Kevin Bucks.
I'm Patrick Wall.
All right, guys, take care.